everybody, I am back. I'm so happy that everyone enjoyed my video from last weekend about how I study and tips and tricks on that. And today I wanted to do something similar to that, but talk about how I take notes in class, how I rewrite those notes once I get home, and then how I take notes from my book or from a chapter that I've been assigned to read. So I made a cute little how-to sheet on Photoshop that I'll be posting on my blog as well as my Instagram so that you guys can see it and be able to understand it, but I'll be talking about it here in the video, so keep watching and I hope you enjoy. I have 4 tips for everybody today for class notes. First tip, do not worry about copying everything down word for word. That will just overwhelm you, and you want to make sure that you actually understand what you're writing. So if you are someone who wants to write things down word for word, try and switch things up and try to put it in your own words. Second thing, listen to your professor. If they repeat something, if they change their tone and voice, write it down. The things that they say are probably the most important. Number 3, do not worry about making your notes pretty at this point. That's not your intention of class notes. You're just trying to get all the information down. The only time that I will try and make things pretty is sometimes I'll add a cute little example that the professor has said off to the corner or off in a blank area and draw a cute cloud around it or some shape. I don't know, it helps me remember. And then also the 4th thing that you want to do is come to class prepared. The best thing to do, or best way to do this, is by reading ahead and taking your book notes that you have, we will talk about in a second, to class so that you can participate and show the professor that you are interested in. With these class notes as well, I also I do a really simple layout with them. I do main point, sub point, another sub point if needed, and I really do not worry about making anything fancy or special at this point. Next thing, why should you rewrite your notes? I know for a while I didn't understand this, but I definitely have learned that it helps a lot. In my last video I talked about how you should start studying a week in advance, and this is like a perfect way to do that. Rewriting your notes gives you that opportunity to revise and to start studying and to understand things. I do this in a few different ways, but this is the perfect time to put together to put to use any of the note-taking techniques that you use, whether that's mind mapping or Cornell style. I don't use either of those, but this is a perfect time to do those. This is when you want to be as creative as possible. Whatever is going to help you remember everything, that is what you should do. I do a lot of color keys at this point. I will use lots of fun colors, different fonts, and make diagrams and write examples out. So whatever works for you, do that at this step. You could also use any sort of word processor. You could type out your class notes if you'd like to. This definitely comes in handy when when tests come around and you need to make a study guide and it acts almost as if a template. So that's good too. I don't know, but rewriting your notes really does help you study and get ahead of the game. And then the last thing, taking notes on books. So obviously we all know textbooks can be quite boring, and I know for myself I've fallen asleep a few times reading them, but I've learned a few different tricks that have helped me. First thing is I always go to the back of the chapter that's assigned and read the summary. This helps me understand what the key points are and what I'm going to be getting myself into with this chapter, and after I know the key points, they hand you your main points that you need to write down on your for your notes, and I'm able to focus more on the subpoints and of what those concepts really are and what they mean and all that jazz. So with these book notes, you should take them to class with you. This is a really great way to show your professor that you've come to class prepared. You can ask him or her any of the questions that you have or any clarification that you needed on a certain topic. and it even gives you time to expand on something that maybe the book wasn't able to give you a lot of information on. So yeah, so those are just a few things that I have learned about taking notes and what works for me. Just remember to come to class prepared. Do not worry about making your notes pretty, but also try to put things into your own words when you're copying off the board, and also make sure to listen. And if you really want a good way to study and to revise your notes, make sure you rewrite them, whether that's handwritten or on the computer, whatever you choose, and make it as creative as possible. So I will throw up the diagram that I made about how I take notes. I will be posting this on my Instagram as well as my blog so that everyone can use it as a reference. It's pretty simple, but thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I will see you in my next video. Bye.